was like, oh, red pill women. We've talked about the red pill. Like,
I didn't even know there was
let's go to red pill women.
Yeah.
So I went there. It's not huge. It's 40,000 people. That's not a very big Reddit community. But I had no idea it existed. It is women who subscribe, I think, to the same basic view of intersexual dynamics, the way that the red pill men well, I don't know, because what the criticism levied at red pill men is that they're misogynistic, and I presume these women aren't all women haters. But what seemed to be the common thread is that they really wanted a husband, and they wanted a traditional role in the household. Like they refer to their man as their captain.
So pretend I had never heard of the red pill, right? Give me the 30-second ethos of red pill women. Forget red pill men.
Okay.
Red pill women.
Yeah. With the red pill men to the side.
30-second.
Traditional gender roles, 1950s household as portrayed in Leave It to Beaver, which is typically stay-at-home mom who is soft, understanding, supportive, and not a leader, like not an equal I don't know if egalitarian is the right word, not the same as the man. They call the man in their life their captain, and so they're so happy when they find a captain, and they try to encourage the men in their life to take command. There's literally a part of it that is called STFU, which is about STFUing for the decisions that are small and just letting him take the lead. And it's women.
For those that don't know, that means shut the fuck up.
It's women who want to, and I'm not laughing at them, and I'm not saying this is amazing or anything. I just that this community exists was so surprising to me, that are trying to figure out how to get their man to take more of the lead, and if this is the right guy that can be their captain. And marriage is huge on all of their priorities. Is
it a subreddit that's designed around tactics for finding that person, or is it more just success stories and complaining?
It's about no, it's not complaining. It's honestly, this was one of the most remarkable things about it, is that it reminded me of men in their analytical attitude towards dating, which quite frankly I don't often see in the women in my life.
And is it a how-to? It's someone being like, here's how I found my captain, here's the 10 strategies.
There's this whole thing on vetting and looking for red flags and this sort of a thing. How you know if this guy's as soon as he indicates that he's not interested in marriage.
I was gonna say, and according to red pill women,
if he doesn't send you enough messages on Tinder before asking for a date, if he's not willing to invest in you prior towards,
so their advice would be bail if he's not willing to commit, and if he's not decisive. Bail if he's wishy-washy, bail if he will not see you exclusively.
Yes, and beyond that, there's actually on the sidebar, there's a thing that says no feminism, which I don't know what part of feminism, but I believe they're talking about the idea that women should be sexually liberated, in the sense that it is an empowering thing to spend a period of your life not in a monogamous relationship, feeling like you can sleep around and like that does not diminish you. They are judgmental of that, and say anyone who tells you to do that is not looking out for you. If you think that you're in your 24, 25 years old and you're not looking for a husband right now because you've got time, you're totally out of your mind. Or not out of your mind. Like, we think that those people are out of our mind. No, you're wrong. That's not a good strategy for what we're looking for. And they actually don't seem quite proselytizing. They don't seem interested in telling other people what to do. But within their own community of like, getting the right husband is paramount.
If you identify as a red pill woman and you have these goals,
this is not going to work for you.
Don't do this strategy.
Yeah. So it's interesting. And they're
they did not like the Super Bowl halftime show.
I don't know. I didn't see the Super Bowl halftime show. I don't really have. I'd love to get a woman on here to talk about, to see what the reaction is. Or a red pill woman or any.
No, we want an RPW. If anyone listening is as a self-identified RPW, you'd heard of the subreddit prior to this podcast and were subscribed, we want you to call in, please.
Yeah. Let us know. And I'm smiling not because I think that it's right or wrong, but because I was so shocked that it existed out there, that there was a section of women that were no feminist.
Listen, women. I've never been a woman. I might be a bra burning feminist. I might be an RPW. I want to talk. I want to hear what it's like. I told you I went out with a girl that sounded like she was a RPW.
Yeah.
Did I tell you this? She was this very, very alpha aggressive. Like, she cursed a lot. She talked very loudly. She was making a lot of money at her company. And we were talking about dating. She's like, yeah, what I want is a guy who will make every decision for me. Tell me what to wear. Tell me what food to order. Take my food if he wants it from me. in bed tells me like just I want to come home from work and not have a thought and just do what I'm told. That was her ideal relationship.
But you said she was alpha in the sense in the office?
Yes. At work. She's hard charging. I'm the best at what I do. I mean, honestly, this is what rubbed me the wrong way, to the point where she's like, everyone else is inferior. Everyone else is an idiot. Like, I am just great at this and I'm making it rain over here. She was super, very high opinion of herself, very low opinion of her coworkers, and then wanted to come home and turn all that off, basically. And just, she's like, I'm alpha and I want a guy who's super alpha, who then out alphas me and tells me what to do.
And what was your reaction, Ben?
It sounded like a lot of work. And also I was turned off by her talking about how alpha she was.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know. It's weird stuff. She's just like really loud, swore a lot, was just telling me how great she was.
Yeah,
it was very tell, don't show. And
which is weird because what you're describing, she's like, no, I want to be submissive and I want someone to tell me what to do.
I'm sure she would have, dude. I mean, based on she hit me up afterwards. I do believe that's what she thinks she wants, and I do believe that's what she is looking for. Well, but I would like someone who's just less like aggressive and abrasive like when out in the world. Even if you're going to do everything I tell you and be super submissive to me, and then I introduce you to my friends or my family and you're this aggressive, super abrasive. I don't know.
Well, you also said, and I think you believe as I do, like what you're describing, I make every decision for you. In some like naive, pubescent thing, it's like, oh, power, control, that's so exciting. But what a lot of work.
Yeah. I don't need that.
I gotta worry about homework assignment. What I'm gonna eat, what I'm gonna wear.
I decide what I'm gonna wear 8 seconds before I get dressed. Now I gotta know what's in your closet and like schedule out. And I gotta
like make it sexy for you when I tell you, like I give a shit.
Yeah. If someone did force that upon me, 90% of my instructions would be I command that you make your own decision.
I command
that you leave me out of this.
I command that you take a deep breath and think, what would you like to do?
Command that you never make me memorize your outfits. No, it's not for me, and I have no judgment on it, actually.
Yeah, dude.
I encourage her to go find what makes her happy, but
no, absolutely. And I think
that wasn't the deal breaker. Even I'm like, all right, yeah, I'll try. It was the deal breaker was just the other parts of her personality.
Interesting. Both of them for me would be difficult, and
I'll give it the college try.
I did. I kind of did in previous, not even in previous, in the relationships. I mean, that I've had lately. I tend to date women who, while not 1950s household, honestly, I take that back. They like to play the feminine role. Their favorite thing is to cook dinner and to have it be appreciated. Ambition in the career is just a career is a small stage of their lives on the path to motherhood, right? And what I've experienced in that is I definitely enjoy that. But what I don't like is constantly being, well, you tell me what to do. What do you think? It's like, I don't think about your life as often as you ought to. I have opinions about some of it, and there are definitely some things where I can make a call for both of us, and we can, I'll play captain. But I don't want that responsibility all the time.
My mom has always said to me that no one can make you happy but yourself. And the flip side of that is that you cannot make someone else happy. You can contribute to their happiness. But yeah, for someone to outsource completely their happiness to you is a very daunting task because it's a full-time job. That person's going to be awake 16 hours a day. And now you're responsible for all the decisions they make in that day. Just seems hard to do while running a business and trying to live your own life.
Yeah.
What happens when I go surfing for 3 hours? You just have to sit down like, my phone's gone. You can't ask me questions.
Well, I looked it up because I explored this and I was like, what is this? And there, no judgment. For whoever wants this, go do it.
No. I really, really hope that she finds someone who is exactly what she's looking for and it makes her happy. I think often we find what we're looking for and it doesn't make us happy, but I'm rooting for her. I just opted out.
Yeah. In exploring it, what I found is that these types of couples often have ground rules, which will be some sort of, not exactly the same, but it was mimicked in 50 Shades of Grey, the contract that you write out that lays out ground rules, and very consistent and constant communication via text, which to me is the worst thing that I could ever imagine. Like, I don't even particularly like to talk on the phone. What I say is save the story for when we're in person. And so explored it for a period of time and very quickly was just like, this is not for me. I'm so laid back in terms of most decisions that one makes during their day. Hair like this, this or that. for a snack. I don't care, you know?
Yeah.
And didn't work for me.
No, I mean, honestly, for me, it's not even the most important thing. The most important thing was that the time we hung out, I didn't smile or laugh as much as I wanted.
Yeah.
And so it's like, this isn't even the most important thing to me. I just want you to be a positive person who, when I'm having a down day, makes my life better. Like,
yeah. The good news is the fact that there are so many different types, and we talked about, you know, there's transgenders, and there's the radical the feminist, or that she doesn't think she's a radical feminist who wants this, and there's the girl who is an alpha at work and wants to be. There's so many different types that it just underscores the importance of finding a match.
Yeah. No, we talked about this at dinner. We can bring it up. That there's so many people with different wants, different looks, different ideas of what's sexy. There's a million options. So you can find what you're looking for if you just filter for it. I think where people screw up is they get scared, and so they stop filtering for what they actually want, and they just go, I'll go for what's available. And then that's a recipe for being unhappy.
Yeah. And I think the other thing that can happen is you don't know what you want when you're starting. I was like, okay, I'll try making every decision. And it didn't take long for me to figure out, oh, experientially, this is terrible.
This is exhausting.
I don't want to do this anymore. But of course, when you're a bit younger, if you haven't had the dating experience, there's a part of you that just wants to please the other person. So if I'd entered into this kind of a relationship very early, I probably would have stuck with it for much longer, just because I thought that my decision making was making my girlfriend really happy.
Yeah.
As opposed to recognizing, nah, this is just an added degree of stress that I don't need.